So today is the full moon in Aquarius. Now, just right off the bat, reading may resonate for you because you have strong Aquarius in your chart. It's one of your big three, the sun, moon, rising. Maybe you have a stellium. Maybe you're connected to someone deeply who is an Aquarius. But the message itself is sort of broad spectrum. And the reason why I say that is because the energy that I'm feeling seems to be pulling a little bit from the Lionsgate reading that I did yesterday. So if it resonated with you, stay tuned. So when we think about Aquarian energy, we think about the humanitarian, concerned about big global causes and fighting for justice. When we talk about Aquarian traits that we find in people, one of the traits that I find to be true, because I do have strong Aquarius in my chart, is your ability to disconnect when necessary. Now, some people would say that that kind of Aquarian energy sometimes leads others to feel that Aquarians can be a little bit aloof, but we reserve our energy when needed. We pull back when needed. We know when to move forward and fight the good fight for justice and the good of all. But when it comes to our interpersonal relationships, we know when to apply ourselves and when to withhold ourselves for our own personal peace. Again, this may or may not resonate with you if you have strong Aquarius in your chart like I do. But the message, again, I will repeat, itself is for the broad audience because it has to do with Lionsgate. And the reason why I say that is, let me put these cards down and grab these two cards. My premeditation before the reading, I pulled and I asked, what energy are we looking at going into this reading? What I got was two cards. We've got the Kerberos card. This is the three-headed dog that resides in, I think it's Tartarus, in Hades. And then the black hounds of Hecate, or Hecate as some people call her. So right off the bat, dogs may be extremely pertinent to you as a person. It may be the animal you bond with. You may have dogs. But more specifically, this energy is related to Hecate. She is a very old deity that is well before Greek pantheon. She existed before the Greek pantheon, and she was adopted into the Greek pantheon. And what Hecate represents is liminality, the space between life and death, night and day. She is the key holder, the torchbearer. And I want to pause on that term, the key holder, because of the fact that yesterday's reading with Lionsgate, the symbolism of having the key, always having the key to your own happiness. And Hecate is an energy, a deity, a primordial, if you will, that is a key holder. She guides the way. Dogs are sacred to her. So if you're the type of person who loves dogs, feels like a kinship with dogs, this may resonate. And I want to bring forth, and I'll get into these cards more, but I'll put them aside while I kind of explain where this message is going. We have two cards that are dogs, right? And I'm not an astrologer. I wish I was. But I understand that the blue star Sirius is also called the dog star, and that's playing a key role in kind of the celestial movements right now, as I understand. And that's called the dog star, the blue star, Sirius. Then we have these two cards about dogs. Two black dogs, the black hounds of Hecate, and Kerberos, the triple-headed dog in Hades. Kerberos is a guardian dog. what I'm feeling for going forward for this full moon is there is something that the collective is ready to complete. Like sign, seal, deliver. You just need to sign on the X to complete something. You just need to take another step to complete something. The energy of the full moon is about culminations and completions. But I'm focusing on, I see the highlighted word culmination. Everything coming to a head. Kerberos is a guardian. And in this particular oracle deck, it represents a current obstacle in the path of the collective, which says, while everything's coming to a head right now, there is a barrier or an obstacle in the way that is not meant to be pushed through at this time. You're meant to sit back and wait just a bit longer. And it's interesting that the cards that came out were the Black Hounds of Hecate, which guide you and help you navigate your spiritual life, and Kerberos, which is the guardian dog, which says there is an obstacle currently in your path that is not meant to be pushed through because you've worked through. Okay, hold on. For those who are gamers, this may not make sense to everyone, but for those who are gamers, there's a game called Hades. And the character is trying to fight his way through all the different levels of Hades to make it to Olympus. And Kerberos is one of the last guardians before. And Kerberos, is not meant to be pushed through. If you've gotten to that point in the game, you understand he's not meant to be pushed through. There's a moment to wait, and then to know when to act. It's not through pushing, because you've pushed your way through Hades already. You've pushed your way through the different levels of Hades. And now you're at the last door, the last barrier, the last guard. And that last bit is not meant to be pushed through. This is the Hecate two Black Hounds are guiding you to say, hey, this is the path that you should be taking. And yes, we've recognized that you fought your way through this game or life. But this last guardian is not meant to be pushed through. There's a moment of reflection that's being asked of us. You've always held the key. You fought your way through to get to the point where you're at. You've endured so much. The culmination of this full moon almost feels like at a fever pitch that you're ready to push through. But this last boundary is not a matter of pushing. It's a matter of waiting for the right moment and simply proceeding forward. I realize that intro was very long. My name is Angel. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot, and I'm an intuitive reader. I did a reading yesterday for the Lionsgate, and right on the tail of Lionsgate, we have this full moon in Aquarius. And because Aquarian energy is so strong in my chart, I absolutely had to do this reading because my collective, I felt, wanted to hear this message. I'm also being guided to tell you another story. Please bear with me. You'll know when if you want to bypass this like little spiritual story, you'll know when I pick up these cards. So I'm also being brought to the fact that the Hecate or Hecatean energy is really strong with the Black Hounds of Hecate, because the card is about loyalty and being true to yourself and trusting the process. And like I said, you fought your way through the different levels of Hades. Again, for those who are gamers, you understand what I'm saying, but the image should still work. Fighting your way through Hades to break free and make it to the top world and go to Mount Olympus. But this last Kerberos, he's not meant to be fought. He's not meant to be pushed through. It is an obstacle, but it's one where you wait to the right moment and then you simply proceed forward. Being true to yourself, you haven't stopped moving towards your goal. It's just this last part doesn't require strong arming, doesn't require fighting or pushing. It requires just waiting to the right moment and simply proceeding forward, confident as you stride into your next chapter. Now, the spiritual story that I'm seeing right now in my head is a long time ago. And I'm talking like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I met somebody who was pivotal to my life. So pivotal, in fact, it helped me on my own spiritual path. And the reason why I say that is at the beginning of this initial meeting of this person, I met them online and we chatted for a little while. And at one point in our early connection, they sent me a video. They had come home from work and they saw dogs in their yard. And so they thought, Angel loves animals. I'm going to record this moment. And what they recorded were 2 black dogs that were running around on their property. So they brought them inside, and they were 2 beautiful black labs. Or if I can remember, they were black labs or black German shepherds, but they were both solid black dogs. And I remembered in that moment, I was like, this is a sign. This person doesn't know anything really about my spiritual practice yet. But the energy of Hecatean energy, it was something I already knew about. And the fact that this person, who later became extremely pivotal in my life, both emotionally and spiritually, just showed me an image of 2 black dogs. That told me in that moment to be real and loyal to myself, to recognize the symbols that I was being given, to recognize those chance synchronicities that for no reason other than this person wanted to send me a really cute video of 2 wonderful dogs. But to me, the spiritual significance was huge. I felt like I was seeing a sign. So again, I'm sorry that this intro is so long, but for the collective that this resonates with, and this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but for the collective that this resonates with, you may have been seeing signs lately, whether it's repeating numbers, whether it's a person's name, a specific song, or lyrics of a song, of a movie, lines from a movie, or poetry, or a book that just keep being put on replay in your head. It's there for a reason. It's something is trying to guide you. Like the culmination of this full moon is I can feel it in my chest. It feels like it's pressing upon the collective. But at the same time, we're being asked to just wait. It's not quite the right time. It is the culmination, but it is not the time to act yet. We will know when the time to act is because we will see it. And we simply just proceed forward without fighting, without pushing, without much fanfare. You simply waltz into the next chapter of your life. Oof. Thank you for sticking with me for that. That channel came in really strong, really fast, and hopefully it meant something to someone. The message that came through was specifically designed for someone in my collective. Don't make it fit. As I've said in other videos, don't do the mental gymnastics. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and that's okay. But if it does fit, if it does resonate, then that's your message. So let's go ahead and get on to the reading. I don't know if the reading is going to be exact to the message I just said. Those could be separate messages, but we'll see. So for this full moon, what energy is the full moon trying to convey to the collective? Four of Pentacles. I love that the Four of Pentacles came up for the main message of the full moon. Remember, I was talking about culmination. It does stand for a completion and the closing of chapters, but culmination is everything coming to a head. And we're being asked to wait because there is some sort of, not block, but obstacle that still has yet to fall out from the wayside. But again, I know I said it already, but I'm being guided to say it again. This is not an obstacle to push through. This is an obstacle to set back, to disengage a little bit and wait for the right moment and simply proceed forward and waltz through life. I talk about Aquarian energy, about how we know as Aquarians, we all have Aquarius in our charts. We all have an 11th house, right? But for those that Aquarian energy is that resonates really strong, or they have strong placements, you know what I'm talking about. We know when to put effort in and when to hold back, to be like, okay, wait, not yet. I don't want to give too much of myself until I see some reciprocity, and or I don't want to put too much of myself in until I know that it's safe, or that it's right, or that let's see what happens. Out this Four of Pentacles is that. Some people say the Four of Pentacles is about being a little bit tight-fisted with money, and it could be that. Maybe you're dealing with investments. Maybe you're play the stock market and you're like having the great urge in you to buy stock or to sell stock, but something also is in you to say, wait. This is not the time for action. It's the time to just wait, and you'll know when to proceed. Could be that. But what I'm seeing as is protection. Protecting your abundance. And abundance can come in a lot of different ways. It can be financial, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional, like love. Protecting yourself, protecting your heart, protecting yours, protecting your family, protecting your relationship. Something is about kind of holding back just a little, protecting yourself just a little, until you have more information, until you know it's okay to proceed. Okay, let's get some more energy about that. Oh, I'm hearing... I don't know the name of the song. I'm going to embarrass myself, but there's a song, I think it's in the country genre, but I'm hearing, oh gosh. If you know the lyric, please put it in the comments. I'm going to do my best to try to find it. Know when to fold them, and know when to show them. It's like a country song. Know when to show them, know when to fold them. I'm probably just massacring that lyric. But for those that know the song that I'm talking about, this kind of country-esque song, I'm getting the inclination, knowing when to show them and when to fold them or whatever. It's that same kind of knowing when to act and when to pull back. Realizing that there's this culmination of energy happening, but not taking the action just yet because you're waiting for the opportune moment for you to just waltz into your next chapter, your next life, experience, the next life event, the next great relationship, whatever you want to call it. Sorry about that deviation. It's there for someone. I don't know why it came in so strong, but if I can find out the name of the song, I'll put it right here, and then hopefully I can link it in the description box below. So let me continue forward. So Queen of Cups, this is a retrospective over love. So remember I was saying this is about protection. This is about, sorry about the glare. This is about protection, and this is about knowing when to give and when to hold back. In this, the Queen of Cups is a retrospective energy. This queen looks at the past relationships and love involvements. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it can be. looking at past relationships and how things have unfolded for them. Again, that song, no one went to show them, no one went to fold them. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't remember or know. It's not really my genre of music, but I'm hearing it's you know what it's like? Sorry again for this deviation. It's like hearing music in another room. That's what it feels like right now. I'm barely grabbing onto the lyric. It's like hearing an older country song being played in the room next to mine, and I'm trying really hard to hear it. That's what it's like. But anyways, this is about protecting yourself, because for those that it resonates, this may be about romantic love, looking at past relationships and realizing what you've learned, what you've grown from, what you do want, what you don't want. Maybe in friendships, it's the same thing. Looking back at past friendships, recognizing what you've learned, what you experienced, what you do want out of friendships and connections, what you don't want. And when I said this has to do with yesterday's reading, the Lionsgate reading was about breaking free from, things that hold you back, basically. And this could be that same kind of energy, looking back and being like, this is what I've learned. This is what I've realized has held me back, and now I'm making better decisions. I've fought my way through healing and fought my way through bad situations, fought my way through fighting for a better version of my life that I want for me. And so now I'm going to hold my energy, withhold my energy, protect my peace. I'm going to do a little bit of a retrospective before I decide, okay, now I'm good, and now I'm going to move forward. So let's keep going. Again, this energy, High Priestess, this is intuitively knowing, having the intuitive knowing that you're doing the right thing. Oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps. It's like, this is not going to resonate with everyone, but for those that it does, you have been seeing signs. It has been pointing you in the grand direction where you're supposed to go. And you know it. You already know. Me saying this is just confirmation of something you already know. The reason why the energy is coming so strong is I feel like the collective's maybe feeling like kind of an anxious energy, because you know what you want to do. You know that you've done all this work. You've done all this heavy lifting. You've basically, crawled through the trenches, right? You've experienced some really difficult times, really difficult lows in your past relationships. And now you're on the precipice of this change. Maybe you've freed yourself from again, this is it feels so much like Lionsgate, but again, why am I surprised? They're back to back. They're like, I'm imagining like Leo energy as a humanoid figure with their back against the Aquarian energy, and they're just like back to back against the world, fighting for what they really want, because you're breaking free from whatever it is. Aquarian energy knows to hold back and when to proceed, when is the right time. And it feels like you all are at that point, like chomping at the bit, really ready to go, because you know it, you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it. It's that real, but it's not quite the time yet. And you know it. You'll know when the right time is. Maybe it comes with a decision. Maybe it comes with an action. Maybe it comes with a notice in the mail. Maybe it comes with that final conversation. Maybe it comes when you put your notice in at work. Maybe it comes when you get the new apartment. Maybe it comes when XYZ. There is one last step that doesn't require pushing. It requires waiting and then just walking into the new chapter in your life. And you know it. You can feel it. You probably have like a very strong intuition, whether or not you know it, if that makes sense. Like, all these things are coming. Well, let me rephrase that. You know all these things are coming because you're intuitive. Whether or not you acknowledge, that's the word I should use, whether or not you acknowledge your ability to be intuitive, well, that's another thing. Maybe you chalk it up to just luck or gut instinct. But honey, gut instinct is intuition. Okay, let's just keep going. What else is this new, pardon me, I said new moon and I meant to say full moon. Said that for a reason. New moons may be pertinent to you. What else does this full moon want to tell you? Okay, oop. The Lovers. You know, okay. All right. I'm being told, I just heard, it's about love. Like, really loud. Let's dial it back. I can feel the anxious excitement rising as I'm channeling from the collective. You've been taking steps to, I just heard course correct. You've been taking steps to course correct in order to repair or to reconcile, reconnect, to mend something that is already existing. This is not new love. Okay? This is an existing love. That there may have been turbulence. This may be, people who are in a relationship who are like on a break because of XYZ reasons. Maybe these are people who once dated who are not dating anymore. Maybe these are people in relationships who are they're in relationships that there is a lot of like friction and a lot of argument, and they're trying to mend. Or this could be someone from way, way, way in the past. Regardless of how the shape takes, this is not new. This is something that is trying to be mended, trying to be, I heard, salvaged. And I did this, and so I'm seeing stitched back together, and I'm seeing stitched back together with like a needle and red thread, trying to connect back together. So, whatever the collective has been going through, it has been a time. You've been looking back at past behaviors, past relationships, past experiences, what you've learned, what you've, realized, how you've healed, what you want to accept, what you don't want to accept. And you have this kind of inherent knowing that something about this astrological celestial time is calling you to do this thing. The full moon is telling you that this is what you're focusing on. And it has to do with reconnecting with someone that you really love. I just heard the one that got away, and or the one that the one that you see yourself growing old with. Man. And I'm being drawn, I'm looking back at those oracle cards, and I'm seeing the black dogs of Hecate and loyalty. There is love, loyalty here. Years of love, loyalty. And this is why it feels like the new... I said that again. Why do I keep doing that? The new moon must be pertinent in some way to you all. But the full moon energy is making you feel the culminations of all your efforts. You really want to move forward and mend and repair and heal with this person, but it's not the time yet. And the reason why I say that, as far as what the full moon is trying to communicate, what the energy is trying to communicate, is you have been going through all of this stuff, and maybe the person on the other end is tying up some loose ends as well. So there is a matter of timing. Again, the Kerberos card. There is one last obstacle that is not meant to be pushed through or to be fought through. It's simply just to wait, see when it's time, and simply waltz into your lover's arms or back together or whatever. I mean, yes, there's going to be conversations and all that kind of stuff. But it's not a matter of pushing. It's a matter of doing what you need to do to get your stuff ready. Because on the opposite side, I'm hearing mirroring. They're also closing out some cycles and preparing for union. That's just what I heard, okay? When the Lover's card came out, that's what I heard. I heard, it's about love. So, so that's what the third time I said new moon again. I was literally, I was saying new moon. So somewhere between the Lionsgate and the new moon that I keep wanting to say, there's something pivotal happening. Okay, so that's what the full moon energy is trying to tell you. So let's see in the grounded energy, like where's the collective at? What is the collective feeling? Okay, so we have Two of Cups. This is when I said mirroring. This is the Lover's card, right? This is the lunar energy of the full moon saying that this has to do with a great love connection, whether it be just deep love. If you use the word soulmate or twin flame, divine counterpart, red thread of fate, apply it as it fits. But the lunar energy is saying that this is a pivotal relationship, a pivotal connection. And you, with this Two Cups, agree. High Priestess, you can feel it. You can feel it. I'm getting goosies just talking about it. You can feel it. You know it to be true. Oh, I just heard look in your heart. You know it to be true. I don't know where that's from. It's some sort of meme, but I had to say because it was right there and it popped into my mind. But look into your heart. You know it to be true. Okay, so collective, you're on board. You know, you feel it. Okay, let's keep going. Then we have Knight of Pentacles. So yes, you want to move towards this person, but again, it looks like I'm telling you things that you already know. The Kerberos card that came out was there is an obstacle. There's one last, I don't want to say block because it's not a block. Again, for people who have played the game Hades, that last guardian is not truly the penultimate boss. He is simply something that you recognize and you know when it's okay to move forward. No fighting, no fuss, no muss. You just know, you feel it when it's time to just simply proceed forward. You have to hold back a little bit. Hold back, you have to wait. Just a little bit, even though you feel that whole culmination of energy pressing on your back, trying to push you forward. You know, just a little bit longer, just a little bit more. And then I'll be free to say what I want to do what I want to do, act how I want to act, live my most authentic life, whatever it is. But you're taking your time. Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, but unwavering determination. You know it's going to take a little bit of time. You know that it's going to take some building together, whatever, however that relationship is. Again, whether or not it's platonic or romantic. It's going to take some time. But again, I'm hearing unwavering determination. You may have Taurus in your chart. I'm hearing specifically either your moon sign or your Venus, or maybe it's in one of your houses, like 5th or 7th. If I have that right, I hope so. I'm still learning the astrology part of it. Okay, so let's keep going. Well, we have a ton of cards come out as a stack. Okay, hold on. Pick all of those up. That is too many. Can we just have one? There we go. The World. The World is about completion. The World is about the culmination, closing out one chapter and moving positively, happily in like a growth mindset to the next chapter. like, Two of Cups mirrors the Lovers. Knight of Pentacles, to me, it mirrors the Four of Pentacles, like taking your time, holding. The World card mirrors literally the lunar cycle. There, when I say that there's okay, maybe it's just me as a reader, and this is the energy that I feel is being reflective, but mirroring keeps coming up. The term mirroring keeps coming up in my mind. So if that's pertinent to you, this would be one of the ways you know that this reading is for you. But don't do the mental gymnastics to try to make it fit. If it resonates, then it does. But if it doesn't, that's okay. Maybe there'll be another reading for you later. Let's get one more card. Then we've got Page of Swords in reverse. This, oh my goodness, I love this. With the cards that are here, this is, you recognize Two of Cups to the Lovers. You understand what the lunar energy is trying to gently, kindly, ever so subtly encourage you to do, to mend whatever row may be between you and this love. You know that you have to go slow, and the lunar cycle is saying, hey, this culmination is happening behind you, but just cool your jets, give it time. Kerberos is not meant to be pushed through. You'll know when it's the right time to move forward. You're being guided. Be loyal to your heart. Be loyal. The love loyalty that you have is real. But take your time. The World card reflecting the actual lunar cycle that we are in right now, the full moon, is about completion and culmination. So is the World. So much so that this type of completion and culmination affects your life in every aspect. It isn't just, oh, well, I left one job and I'm moving into the next job. No, this decision, this life event, that moment that you have to pause and just wait for the right moment. No pushing, no fuss, no muss. And then you just waltz into your next chapter. It affects every part of your life. It affects how you think about yourself, how you view the world, how you view love relationships, how you view friendships, how you view maybe even spirituality. It affects all these different things. And the Page of Swords is no longer being an observer. And this is how I see it in this reading. It's context about cards that are around it, as well as what the definition is. This is no longer being an observer from afar. This is about seeing what you want and actually taking action. Not just being an observer, not just looking online, not just, maybe visiting their socials all the time. This is not just seeing how their life is glowing up by their TikToks or Instagrams or Snapchats or their Facebook or whatever the heck platforms they're using. It isn't about doing that. It's no longer taking a back seat and doing things from a distant observing perspective. This is the card of, okay, I want to be involved. I want to close the gap. I want to communicate, whether it's face-to-face or over the phone. No more, I'm hearing no more text messaging. I don't know why that came out. No more text messaging. Face-to-face or over the phone. Like, there's a need to close the communication gap so it's not so far feeling. Like, writing letters is very long distance feeling. Writing an email is very long distance feeling. Even text messaging is very removed. But in-person conversation and over the phone is way more personal. And I'm hearing that whoever it is in this collective during this full moon wants to call you or wants to move forward and come see you. That could be you. That could be the person that this reading is kind of navigating us to. But this love reading is about someone who no longer wants to be at a distance, whether physically or emotionally. They want to close the gap, but they can't rush the process, whether it's you or the other person. You can't rush the process. There's a time to recognize that all this progress has been made, but also to know when is the right time to move. Okay, so let me get some oracle cards from the universe about this connection. Okay, so let's get some cards from what the universe wants to say. Okay, I just want to get what does the universe want to say, or what does the universe want? What has the universe observed that perhaps it wants you to know? So we have union and in sync, working in perfect rhythm with each other, feeling seen, heard, valued, respected, and cherished, fully present with that person, mind, body, and spirit. It's the 1111 card, because on the other side it says, I want to commit to you. I want to hold your hand in sickness and health. I want to walk into the sunset with you and never look back. I need to release certain commitments and fully commit to you. Is this not what this, I mean, if it resonates, it would. Is this not what this feels like? Somebody just ready to just kind of power forward towards their person. They've got a couple of things that they need to tie up, that they need to finish out, they need to close out, create a space where they can just balance themselves and then move joyously into their new chapter. I love that. How union and instinct, that's an 1111 card. Sorry about the glare, but that's an 1111 card. Okay. Okay, and then we have great source of power. We have a king and a queen there. The dream team of change, reunion creates exponential growth, highly influential, and agents of change. My goodness. I never understood what people meant when they used the term power couple. However, since meeting you, I realized how much positive change we can create together. I mean, collective, come on. The lovers and the 2 cups, you feel it. Oh my gosh, you feel it. One more card and we'll close it out. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. New beginnings, fresh start with an open mind, knowing where you lacked in the past and using that to create success, allowing yourself to accept changes that might bring good things. Oh my gosh. On the other side, it says, we need to let go of our issues and work through our struggles by recognizing what went wrong and how we played part in it. I love you too much to let you go. Let's start anew. Remember when I was saying this is not new love? This is about reconnection. This is someone who recognizes the magnitude of this love, this connection. They know that you're their person. They know that you are their soulmate. They know you are the person that they want to grow old with. And there's this cumulative energy that's just pressing upon the collective. This might be you, this might be your person, but regardless, this is cumulative energy that's pressing, that you feel like you're ready almost to pop. You're seeing symbols, you're seeing synchronicities, you're hearing their name, you're being reminded through song lyrics, movie quotes, poetry, whatever song you likely have had in your head for the last, 24 hours, 48 hours probably speaks volumes to what is going on in this connection. The full moon is asking you, the full moon is confirming to you that what you feel and what you've been sensing is right. This is not a run-of-the-mill situation. This is pivotal love. This is not survival love. This is sacred love. This is a type of love that both holds your heart safe and sacred, but also challenges you to become the best version of yourself. This is phenomenal. And for those of you that this resonates for, I send all the good juju, all the blessings, and all the happiness for you. I understand that it's a little hard to kind of hold back just a little, knowing when to go and when to not, when to. I wish I knew the name of that song. Knowing when to hold them, when to fold them. I'm gonna have to ask ask Google, what song that is. But I feel like this kind of like energetic dance that you're doing with your person is in perfect time. You all are mirroring each other. And the time for reconnection, reconciliation, of mending those broken bridges is coming. Again, I'm seeing sewing with a red thread to mend, to bring back together. So, this is the full moon in Aquarius reading that I have for you. I hope it resonates. I hope it provided clarity or even just confirmation. I'm wishing you the best for this Saturday and enjoy the full moon energy. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next reading.